So last week we discussed briefly on the strategic communication models. So let's now discuss about the models of strategy. So we have three models here: linear, adaptive and interpretive. So linear model is basically one-sided decisions. It flows from the source of communication to the receiver without a feedback. So it's one-way communication. Okay, so it normally consists of decisions, action, plan that the organization set, who sets the goals in the organization. Owners or the directors or the CEO, the top management, right? We call it top management. So in linear model, everything flows from the top management to the other peoples, to the other stakeholders, employees, customers or suppliers, but it's a one-way model and it's the most conventional and traditional understanding, where top management engage in the long-term planning process and then with the decision making to produce and control the organizational change. Okay, it can be change, it can be just a normal day-to-day business, but all the policy and procedures are made by top management and conveyed down to the employees. So that's the linear model, one way only. So it doesn't have the feedback system. Okay, so it's like a machine. So it's concerned with the presentation of management plans to the stakeholders and with stakeholder acceptance of those plans. So here stakeholders don't have a choice but to accept it. They cannot do their feedback and situation analysis. What is it possible or not possible? Is it feasible or not feasible? So it's a one-way communication. The next one is the adaptive model of the linear communication. We just introduce a feedback system. So it still remains the same, top management to the bottom. Again, doing the most of the policy processes are set by the top management, but they take feedback. They take the situation analysis from the ground staff so that they can make it adjustment. So it's like a continuous adjustment for the relationship between the organization and its environment. So government policies, organization change, employee behaviors, employee acceptance, any social events which are happening. So those things are taken into consideration by the top management. So here we have a larger communication system where there is a feedback coming from the stakeholders. So it's an open system. So in this case we treat the organization as an open system where the goals are represented by alignment of organization and the environment. So adaptive models are the most feasible models nowadays. If the organizations need to survive, they need to co-align the goals with this larger environment. And larger environment includes who? Who is the environment of the company? What is the environment of any organization?
Customer.
They are customers, they are suppliers, employees, society around them, communities around them, governments, right? Activist organizations, social organizations. So those are the larger environment of the organizations. They have to live with it. They don't have a choice. Okay, so this is less centralized, less integrated and multifaceted compared to the linear model, but still remains in the domain of top management. Okay. So it includes the communication involved in adaptation, information exchange and feedback process with the organization and interaction with organization and its environment. So usually we have exchange of information and feedback system, which is an essential part of the communication process. So these two models are important models. We normally don't follow the linear models. Linear models usually works when the government is putting the tax policies, or even nowadays governments, before they issue the tax policies, they involve the stakeholders. They involve industry organizations. Before they roll out the policy, they invite the important stakeholders for their views, but the decision still remains in the government. They are not abide by the guidelines or the consulting or the advice from the stakeholders. They are the one who decide, but they at least they listen. So nowadays, mostly in organizations, we follow adaptive models of communication, not the linear models anymore. Okay. Then the third model is interpretive model. So here, interpretive model means, have you heard of metaphors or the advertisement when we do something to convey a core message? So here we are trying to use the concern with the reality, social construction of reality. So if we use metaphors or like the other words, what is the metaphor? What does a metaphor means? To use metaphors means the words which literally mean something else, but the actual meaning is something else. It's more deeper message, right? So you can use metaphors, you can use symbols. Have you heard like that symbol, particular symbol, what does that mean to you? That symbol where you have a burger and the no sign, what does it mean? Don't eat and drink, correct? That is an interpretive model. You are trying to convey things or convey the communications in interpretive model, in real situations, with the use of symbols where people can interpret by themselves. You don't need to tell them. You normally have a danger sign, no smoking signs, correct? These are symbols which are interpreted globally by the same language. So when you have a when you have a language barrier, how would you communicate? By interpretations, by using symbols or metaphors which are used in their culture, so that you can communicate easily. You may not be able to communicate your message in the literary words because sometimes it's very difficult, right? And open for interpretation by different peoples. So using metaphors is open for interpretation by different peoples in their own capacity. Okay. So it's embedded in metaphors and frames of reference, and it's all about negotiating and shaping the stakeholders' understanding what organization is and what it does. So you may use symbols, you may use advertisements, and in advertisement sometimes the company is not directly saying we care for you or what are the values. They use pictures or they use video production which is not directly conveying the same message, but interpretation is there.
Yes.
For example, when I used to work for Shangri-La, the Shangri-La's core value is to accept strangers as their own strangers. So what metaphor they use is, when they make an advertisement, they don't say we increase the strangers. They use wolves. You know wolves? Wolves are known to embrace the other peoples as their own, like a metaphor from the Mowgli story. So there was a human who was in a very cold area and was almost dying because of cold. Nothing to use for protection. Then a lot of wolves came and lie down on him to give him warmth. So means that the wolves are embracing the human as their own. So this is a kind of interpretive model of communicating the core values of the company, right? They are not saying directly we embrace you as your stranger. They use the metaphor to convey around the message because everybody would understand it. Similar way, they use the whales and the human together. Whales are also known to accept to be friendlier, correct? So when you are conveying the core messages, like very deep meaning messages, you may want to use the images or the video production or the metaphors which globally are accepted, right? Because whales, wolves are considered symbol for acceptance, accepting the strangers, making them friends, right? Let them have a feeling of being a family. So then you can think of other ways. Normally the skull is considered as danger everywhere.
Yes.
Correct? So if you want to say anything about the danger, you don't need to write 10 sentences. Just show them the skull. Everybody will understand there is a danger. Don't go nearby. So you use interpretative model when you want to give the understanding of the core messages about the organization and the value what it does actually. Not about, so you don't use the interpretive model for displaying the policies, huh? Because then it's subject to interpretation, right? Because you may understand, if you know about the wolves, you will understand what is happening on the screen. When I look at it first time, I didn't understand what the hell is this advertisement about, until somebody explained to me that, oh, now I understand what is the meaning of this advertisement. Otherwise I had no idea. So it's open for interpretation a lot of time, because you may have different belief, different culture. So you don't want to use this for defined policies where you want employees to take some action. Use this only for deep meaning examples, or shaping the meaning of orienting or meaning management, not the action management. It's more for culture, values, beliefs, more deeper meanings, missions, visions of the company. Those are used in interpretive models. Okay, so the characteristics are: we normally provoke the attention